All right, y'all. We got my first ever JCS reaction here. Guilty until proven innocent. Now, you guys, I first got into JCS around summer 2020. I was watching I'm Dante react to them, and I had only watched like 2 or 3 of his reactions. So I am going to react to the rest of them that I didn't see, and we're starting with this one. Y'all let me know which y'all favorite JCS. Which JCS video should I react to next? I know I did the one where the girl had took her parents out and one other popular one. So y'all let me know which other one should I do next. Also, we're live on Twitch. Make sure you pull up. Link pinned in the comments in the description. Come, you could be a part of the chat. Give me music, video recommendations. Let's get into it. Guilty until proven innocent. And let me know what other criminal psychology videos should we do? What other channels? For those of y'all, I want to do more of this type of content.
With respect to interrogation analysis, it's no secret the benefit of hindsight gives you a considerable advantage when evaluating information. When you know a subject is guilty,
Hindsight bias, okay.
It allows you to exclusively look for guilty behavior. The knowledge of outcome highlights the imperatives while stripping away non-essentials. And this allows you to calculate certain things that would otherwise be overlooked by cause of your own doubt. Hindsight is 20/20. Everyone is well aware of this aphorism, and what's fascinating is that it not only applies, but is far more compatible to the innocent than it is to the guilty. The reason for this is because the information is 20/20. Everyone is well aware of this aphorism, and what's fascinating is that it not only applies, but is far more compatible to the innocent than it is to the guilty. The reason for this is because the information you have to scrutinize is reduced when dealing with innocent subjects. When you remove the versatile factors of misdirection and trickery, you're left with relatively straightforward behavior in comparison. Of course, the argument that everyone is different and can react in a different manner has merit.
Okay,
Human beings
I get what they're saying. Guilty until proven innocent. So the phrase is usually innocent until proven guilty. Okay, so I'm just assuming that this dude in this video, they didn't treat him like innocent until proven guilty.
are unique, and there will always be exceptions to every rule, especially when you take into consideration that trauma can cause atypical behavior. Yet, atypical behavior and guilty behavior are generally distinguished from each other with relative ease. And that brings us to example number 1.
It's interesting. Can we really say that for sure? Can we really say that it's obvious or easy to tell when people are guilty or innocent? Especially when there's so many factors that go into it, like I don't know, racial factors or you know, different beliefs, prejudices, or biases. I would say it's not easy to tell between atypical behavior from trauma versus people misinterpret behaviors all the time, let alone in a context where someone's being accused of being guilty. Look at that situation where that dude last week was going into his house. He was like a real estate agent or something, going into his house in a nice neighborhood, and this white lady was trying to act like he was trying to attack her and her daughter like he was a criminal in the neighborhood because he was black. And it just so happened to get caught on ring camera so people can prove that it wasn't him. But had that not been there, it would have been assumed that he was guilty because he was black in an affluent neighborhood with not a lot of black people. So I don't think it's just like, oh, it's easy. It's all these other reasons. But I get what they're saying. They're setting the scene. I'm gonna let them cook.
Generally distinguished from each other with relative ease. And that brings us to example number 1. 37-year-old Michael Dixon, described by his peers as popular, friendly, but also unassuming and reserved. A self-professed introvert who turned down a job as a trade show presenter due to his fear of public speaking. And
okay, I do feel like that's relevant, because if somebody's willing to not take a raise because of their anxiety, yeah, they're probably pretty like anxious person. Like, yeah, I would have got over that.
As a trade show assembler instead. On August 15th, 2003, in Hamilton, Ontario, police were called to report a man breaking into a jewelry store. 2 officers responded and chased the person.
So that trade show assembler job wasn't doing too well.
perpetrator from the store down an alley before momentarily losing sight of them. At the same time, Michael Dixon was getting off a bus nearby coming home from work. He was the first person the police saw when coming out of the alley and was then arrested at gunpoint. Dixon voiced his innocence but didn't resist arrest and stated he would help in any way he could. He was taken to the Hamilton police station and questioned.
Dang, he like, bro, why am I here, bro? Bro looked like he contemplated his whole life in this angle, bro.
2 hours after his arrest.
Oh wait, was he crying? Oh no, he wasn't. Okay, I'm tripping.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Michael. It's okay.
One could advocate this as a common policing misstep if it weren't for the suspect being described as a small white man in the 911 call. As well as not being white, Dixon is 6'3". This detective has
okay, JCS, you bringing it. Oh, okay, JCS, you got me.
Has either forgotten standard procedure to review the call to dispatch, or for some reason decided to reject it as evidence altogether.
Wait. So he didn't even fit the description? Hold on, let me run that back. Did he just say that the guy was, the suspect was described as a white guy, 6 foot something white guy? This guy definitely looks like kind of Asian or something. Maybe I'm tripping, I don't know. Let me go back, JCS. What'd you say?
Sorry.
Described as a small. This is a common policing misstep if it weren't for the suspect being described as a small white man in the 911 call. As well as not being white, Dixon is 6'3".
Oh, okay. The way he had phrased it. So he's saying the suspect was a small white guy, and this guy is definitely not a small white guy. He's 6'3". Okay. Huh. How did they go from A?
This detective has either forgotten standard procedure to review the call to dispatch, or for some reason decided to reject it as evidence altogether.
So he just
Michael
took a
is
random
informed
dude?
the room is being recorded and then read his rights. He asserts he is willing to speak with a detective and help with the investigation.
Okay. Why we're here is because earlier tonight you were arrested for breaking into a jewelry store on John Street South.
Right, like how would they pick him out of all people? Like they said that someone reported the jewelry store broke in and the cops took the first person they saw.
Now, your innocence and guilt in this, quite frankly, isn't an issue. The evidence I have is frankly conclusive and overwhelming.
Wait, he said your innocence isn't an issue. What does he mean by that exactly?
Okay.
Like is he saying that like your innocence isn't an issue because we already know you're guilty, or your innocence is an issue as in like they're trying to make him believe that he's not a suspect?
So I'm not even going to ask you if you did it. What I have to ascertain here is what kind of guy you are. What?
What kind of guy? What? Huh?
What I have to ascertain.
The subject maintains a forward-leaning posture and keeps his eyes both in contact and on the same level as the
See, the way he's sitting, that's the posture of somebody that didn't do it. He's sitting way too comfortable. That's how you sit when you confident about something. This is how I'm imagining. He's sitting like, I know you ain't got me sitting in here knowing I didn't do this. I don't know what his ethnicity is, but I feel like that's a people of color thing. Where it's like, sometimes we got this look where it's like, you can't be serious right now. That's how he looking, at least to me.
Detectives. He displays self-confidence and poise, while it's the detective, in fact, who gives off a nervous disposition. What Michael just did is known as a nonverbal challenge in forensic psychology. So let's break it.
Wait. Wait, was I on something, chat? Was I on something?
Down into components. In the next moment, the detective will shift in his seat to adjust his position, and at the same time,
And he moved up. So it's almost like someone step back, you step to them, close that space. They're trying to get away. You like, I'm right here. They move back. I'm right here too. Like, okay, I'm peeping. JCS, I'm peeping. I see the vision.
In the next moment, the detective will shift in his seat to adjust his position, and at the same time break eye contact to look somewhere in this direction.
So he started trying to look around, and then he was like, I see you. Oh yeah, that's how you know he ain't do it. That's how you know he ain't do it.
His position, and at the same time break eye contact to look somewhere in this direction. Michael's exaggerated head movement that follows isn't for the purpose of maintaining eye contact. He could maintain it while keeping his head perfectly still. It is in fact to let the detective know he is maintaining eye contact. It's a way of asserting dominance in the exchange. He is telling the detective that he is the more confident person in the room at that moment.
That's aura. Chat, I ain't gonna lie, this is aura. People use aura for everything, but this is actual aura. They got you in there trying to take you down for something you ain't do. And you just like, oh, you trying to look away? Oh, I see you. Hey, yeah, where are you looking? You got me in here. You trying to say I broke into a jewelry store? You can't be serious. That's the vibe this dude got.
I have to ascertain here is what kind of guy you are. Okay. Whether this is you're like a serial burglar and this is what you're doing all the time.
He already think he's guilty?
A one-off thing because of the power cut.
I thought the interrogation was to like get evidence or get someone to confess, not like, oh, we're telling you that you're guilty and prove us right. Like, I don't understand that approach.
That's all we're here for.
Okay, I understand your position. Like I say here, I didn't do it, and you've heard that many times during your career. But it's just, ask me questions. That's all I can do is answer them, I guess.
I've got no questions to ask.
He Asian?
I mean, why did you do it? That's basically
why did you do it?
I'm coming from that position, and since I'm saying I didn't do it,
how is he gonna answer?
For you except to say I didn't do it.
I guess we haven't really got a great amount of.
So the only way the conversation gonna go is if he admit to doing something he didn't do.
Well, yeah, it's like I said, whether you did it or not isn't up for the discussion.
Okay, well,
it's really not.
You've no doubt come to notice how incredibly tolerant Michael is over the unjustness of the situation. It's the most unusual thing about his behavior, and perhaps what makes him an anomaly with respect to innocent subjects. So before moving on to the second phase of this interrogation, we'll show you a more common response from an innocent subject facing similar charges. This is 26-year-old Justin, falsely accused of breaking and entering, first-degree theft, and assault. He was arrested at his home and only read his rights to silence on the way to the police station. The footage will begin before the subject knows what exactly he is being charged with. In his mind, he knows
so he didn't even know he
done nothing wrong.
So he didn't even know what he got charged for the whole time?
At this point, is unaware he is about to be wrongfully imprisoned for just over 2 years.
Two years, man, I would have tweaked that on the
Justin, get that form. You know what I read you earlier? The 19th of February. 2 days ago, so it'll be Tuesday.
Wait, did they say he was arrested for breaking and entering his own home?
All right, about 5, 6 in the morning. Where were you at then?
I was at my mother's house. You call her and ask her.
Call her and ask her.
I was downstairs asleep.
Y'all heard what he said.
Did she know you were asleep at that time?
Yeah.
He doesn't see the interrogators as a threat, but more of an inconvenience. His responses are short and concise. He does not seek approval. He only responds to a question or states a point.
I mean, did she see you sleeping at that time?
Yeah, I don't never leave. If I ain't doing nothing, I stay at my mother's house. So I'm not.
Bro definitely got a 4-wheeler. And or a tractor. And a pickup truck. Come on, chat. Tell me I'm wrong.
Working, I'm at home.
Mm-hmm.
Or all three.
You didn't go to labor ready that day or nothing looking for a job, yeah. Okay. That morning.
Can't you like not answer any questions at all in the interrogation room? Like, can you dead like go in there and not answer anything and just be like, hey, like, where my lawyer at? Because like, I just feel like you can't possibly win if you answer interrogation questions. And I feel like answering any type of questions to police is recipe for disaster. Like, I could tell y'all a little story. All right, here a little life story. I just turned 18. I had we'll just call her stepsister. Not my sister, but my oldest sister's sister on her dad's side. My mom took her in when she was like 19. She didn't have any family, nowhere to stay. So she had lived with us, but she was always like a little violent, always triggered, always wanting to fight. And I was like, by the time this has happened, she had probably been like 25 or something, but she damn near 10 years older than me. Right, so whatever age she was, I'm little by the time she comes around. But by the time I get to 18, you know, she's got to be what, around 25, maybe 26. So she's doing one of her crash out, blackout moments and is trying to fight my mom. Now, look, I might not be a professional boxer, but if it comes to anyone trying to physically put their hands on my mom, if I'm around there, I don't care if I get beat up. I don't care what happens to me. I'm not about to be able to live knowing that anyone tried to put their hands on my mom while I was there and I didn't do anything. It's just not happening in my mind. So she had like tried to like run up on my mom because they were having an argument. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I step in between them, try to defuse the situation. She always get extra triggered by me. So when she saw me, she like crashed out. She was already mad. She was like blacked out. All I did was like, you know, try to separate. She used that to try to go off on me, hit me in my eye. I was black. And then my mom ended up pinning her down. And mind you, I'm young, naive. So I called the police because she's like crashing out and tweaking. My mom's having to pin her to the ground, you know, to get her from continue to crash out, try to get at me just because I tried to stop her from fighting my mom. Call the police get there. I'm thinking, okay, let me call the police so they can defuse the situation. Now, I didn't know why people in the black community say, oh, don't call the police for da-da-da-da. Well, I learned that day because I'm thinking, you know, this is the house I live in with my mom. She's the person that lives with us. Well, I'm thinking the police can maybe calm her down, help us, you know, resolve the issue. Oh, no. That's not what happened. They asked all of us questions. We write statements. My mom writes one. She writes one. I write one. Everyone agreed that she's the one that crashed out and blacked out and was acting crazy and violent. And no one initiated any contact with her. It was her that was the aggressor. Everyone agreed on this. I don't know what everyone individually wrote, but how about I'm trying to see, like, okay, how is this going to go? Like, where do we go forward? How do we resolve this? Police tell me, oh, ma'am, could you please put your hands behind your back? I'm like, me? Put my hands behind my, like, these niggas really told me to do that shit though. Like, chat, can you imagine? I call the police thinking they gonna help me. I answer questions thinking they gonna help me. And they tell me to put my hands behind my back. Not her. Not the person that's damn near 10 years older than me at that time. Me, person that just freshly turned 18. I'm the one going to jail. Because I tried to de-escalate someone from putting their hands on my mom. After that, I realized, oh, no. You need to go to police at your last resort. Because they can end up making your situation worse. Chat. All because of that. Because of answering police questions or getting them involved, I went to jail. I'm a good civilian, chat. Wait, I don't belong in jail. Like, chat, what I look like being in jail with all them criminals and shit, bro? I am a good civilian. Okay? I mind my business. I follow the law within reason. And like, bro, come on. That's not me for real, chat. That's not me. But I had to go to jail for a whole 2 days because it happened on a weekend. I had to wait for the courts to reopen during the week. And it was the longest 48 hours of my life. Longest 48 hours of my life. It was horrible. But not only that, I ended up having to go back to court. Mind y'all, this is my senior year in high school. Ended up having to go to court over and over because they put charges on me, chat. They put charges on me like some battery or whatever. I'm like, what? Nigga, what? How am I getting battery when I'm the one that got hit? I got a black eye. I didn't hit nobody. All I did was try to get this bitch out the way, away from my mom. That's all I did. I got attacked in my house. Oh, and not only that, in case it wasn't enough for me to have to miss work, have to miss school, and have charges on me in my senior year while I'm applying for colleges, I literally had to handle all this stuff myself, get character letters from my job, my mentors at Georgia Tech, my teachers. I had to see her tell my business and explain to people why I was in jail and why I had to keep missing school to go to court. So all that because I got cops involved into a family dispute, thinking they would help, answering their questions, thinking they would help. So after some shit like that happened, now I understand why niggas say don't call the cops. You feel me, chat? See, some things you gotta learn yourself. That's one of those things where it's like, I always thought people were just like exaggerating. So yeah, when it comes to cops, like you genuinely cannot trust them. They will make you feel like they're on your side and ask these questions and then end up costing you more money or costing you whatever, time, whatever. But yeah, Chad, that's just a little life story time. That was very annoying that I had to go through that. Oh, and then to cap it off, that's not even the worst part, chat. Not only did I have the charges on me, and I also got, guess what, a TPO. Y'all know what a TPO is? A temporary protection order. I know what y'all thinking. Ciara, why would you have a temporary protection order placed on you when it was your house that you were living in, with your mom? She's living with you. How did you? That's what, chat. The court put a temporary protection order on me to where I couldn't go to my house that I lived at with my mom. I had to leave. They told me I couldn't be around my stepsister. I couldn't be around her? Huh? So I couldn't go to because she lived with us. I couldn't go back to my home and my address. Otherwise, I would get sent back to jail. So not only did I have to go back and forth to court, I had to literally be kicked out of my own house that I lived in and grew up in and go live with my sister, which meant I wasn't at school, I wasn't at work until I went back to court and they decided to change the temporary protection order or not. So it's just crazy, chat. Like, that was a crazy time because, especially when you don't do nothing wrong, when I go to jail, everyone's looking at me like, what are you doing here? You don't look like you're supposed to be here. What did you do? And I'm like, well, I tried to stop my stepsister from fighting my mom. It got hit in the eye. Here I am. And that's what it was. I had to go to court like 2 or 3 times, bro. I had to get on the stand. I had to, testify and plead my case as to why they should drop my charges. And it's like, bro, all of that because cops were being sleazy. It's crazy. When I was heading into the jail, this is Clayton County Jail, by the way. When I was heading to the jail, I swear, the cop car I was in was going in and another car was going out. They had stopped and rolled their windows down, talked to each other. And I swear, y'all, that they had said something about meeting their quota of like arrests, like trying to fill the jail up and stuff. And it was crazy because I had heard that in school, like with learning about, the prison industrial complex and how there was quotas and financial incentives for police departments to arrest a lot of people. Like they had a certain goal they were trying to meet every month. I learned that, right? But I ain't really know what it was gonna look like in practice. And that was so crazy for me to hear that. But bro, I got some crazy stories from people that there was this one girl in there named Sunshine, and what sucked, I didn't have no pen or paper. I had met some friends. Yes, I met some jailbird friends. One was a little crazy off her meds, but it's kind of crazy, bro. Like, it was wild, you know, like they come in searching the room and you gotta like have lights off, and then you gotta like, I don't know, like it's crazy, bro. It's almost like some military shit. It's weird. But chat, I was just crying, sad. It felt like time was moving so slow. Like that stuff really played with my brain. It really did play with my brain, chat. Like being in a box with not really any light, nothing to do. You don't know what time it is for real. It's just crazy. But the niggas who got phones and stuff in jail, see, it ain't too bad if you got a phone or any other type of, you know what I'm saying? If you got some type of thing that could contact outside world, it ain't too bad. But if you don't, bro, it's like that was the slowest I ever felt time move in my life.
I stayed at my mother's house.
Not seen as a threat, but more of an inconvenience. His responses are short and concise. He does not seek approval. He only responds to a question or states a point.
I mean, did she see you sleeping at that time?
Yeah, I don't never leave. If I ain't doing nothing, I stay at my mother's house. So I'm not working, I'm at home.
You didn't go to labor ready that day?
He does got a little attitude.
Looking for a job, yeah. Okay.
He looks so annoyed. Why you sound? Why the interrogator seem like nervous? Am I tripping?
Okay.
The detective's strategy is to reveal the charges in a periodic manner. Getting a confession to one charge at a time is far easier than gaining admission to all of them at once. The plan is to reveal the break-in and robbery charge first, then reveal the assault at a later stage. The detective goes on to explain that the accuser named Candy said she saw him loitering around her house in the evening hours of the night, and a short time later witnessed him break in and steal a multitude of valuable items. The detective then explains that she picked him out of a 12-picture lineup of suspects.
She says you broke in this apartment. Okay, well tell me why.
Justin is now aware of the burglary charge, which holds a possible 20-year prison sentence due to previous convictions. He will now begin to forcefully assert his innocence, and each time he does so, will bring forward his posture and strengthen his vocal emphasis while making the assertion.
All right, so I mean, she's saying that I was there before. Is that what she's saying?
Oh, he getting loud.
Before the break-in happened?
Yep.
Because I didn't break in her house. I don't know who she is. I don't know what you're talking about.
He said, I don't know what this bitch on, but it wasn't me. You got that wrong fucking guy.
I don't know no girl named Candy. None of that shit.
Ooh.
Why is she saying that you're...
I don't know why she's saying I don't know why I don't know.
What were you doing there?
He's like, I don't know why she's saying that dumbass shit. Nigga, it wasn't me.
I was not there. I was not.
See, this is when I said earlier I would crash out. If y'all trying to have me in that room and I ain't do that shit, I'm like this. Like, nigga, what? You asked me, why did you break your house? I ain't breaking the house. What you mean?
This girl Candy. The only Candy that I even heard of is this guy I know named Tim Stahl dates her.
The person he just mentioned was the accuser's ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
That's it.
How do you know Tim Stahl?
I grew up with the dude, man.
The accuser's testimony was later picked apart in court. She was caught lying on the stand multiple times, and Justin was exonerated. He was proven innocent not just beyond all reasonable doubt, but essentially beyond all doubt.
The last thing I heard about them two, she had him arrested for domestic violence.
So why is she trying to frame this dude?
That's all I know about this girl Candy. I ain't never went in that girl's house, none of that shit. I didn't do that shit. I didn't. As God is my fucking witness, I did not do it. I used to be a...
I believe him. Sometimes, Chad, when people just say stuff with a certain conviction, it's like you could feel that.
Shit, when I got out of fucking penitentiary, I told myself I wasn't going back. I ain't done nothing but work my fucking ass off the entire time I've been out.
Can you prove, other than you saying you did not, is it that morning? What can you tell?
Why his voice sound like that?
How can you prove prove to me that you were at home.
All you gotta do is call and ask my mother.
So you're telling me you didn't step foot out of the house?
How many times he gonna say the same thing? They would have been pissing me off asking the same dumbass questions.
Not 1 foot.
Tuesday.
Not one.
The detective then goes on to reveal Justin is accused of assaulting the supposed victim during the robbery.
Take Van
Assault.
and you hit her over the head with it and you guys fight.
What?
And she got injuries.
No, man. And hell no, man. Then her goddamn boyfriend, Tim Stone, in her question him about her goddamn injuries. Look at that straight right there. This sounds like it's a goddamn thing of fucking her boyfriend, Tim Stone, done fucking done something to her. And now they're trying to put it on me.
Right. Like she in a domestic violence, Stockholm syndrome type vibe where she like love her abuser, trying to protect her abuser. And he probably, but why did he pick this random guy? Why'd they blame him out of all people?
I know that's what the fuck this is.
And look, that's why we're talking to you, okay?
No, this is bullshit, man, because I've tried everything.
No, you literally just came in here saying that he did it. What you mean? That's why we're trying. You already assuming he guilty.
Taking my fucking power to stay the fuck out of this goddamn fucking penitentiary shit. I did not do that shit, man.
Okay. That's what we're talking to you. We're here to investigate this, okay?
How you investigating and you assumed it's him?
That's why we're asking you all these questions.
I'm sorry for freaking out, man, but I didn't fucking do this shit, man. I'm fucking shaking. I did not fucking do this, man.
Justin had already served 3 years in prison for a robbery in his early 20s.
Oh, that's probably why. Okay. That's probably why. Okay, if you got a robbery on your record, I can see why they probably might assume you did it again.
He more than likely knew the reassuring tone of the investigator wasn't a good sign. Although slightly more animated than the reassuring tone
spent 2 years in county jail.
Of the investigator wasn't a good sign. Although slightly more animated than the average person, this form of aggression is a commonplace response from the innocent being directly accused. He comes off aggressive, but in a defensive manner. He is not being hostile, but highly combative when professing his innocence.
Of course.
His conduct is totally justified considering the circumstance. When facing a considerable amount of time in prison for something you didn't do, this level of anger is warranted. So when compared to the forgiving composure of Michael Dixon, the extraordinary nature of his behavior becomes even more pronounced.
I really don't have an answer for you except to say I didn't do it.
I guess we haven't really got a great amount of talking about. Yeah, it's like I said, that whether you did it or not isn't open for discussion.
Okay, well,
it's really not. There's a number of witnesses.
Ooh, great.
Okay, where they at?
The video camera.
So he's made it up. Okay, so how come? I know police never get held accountable for anything, but how is it legal if they find out, like in court, that the cop lied or the detective lied in order to try to get information out of them? How does that not get used against them? Like, I feel like you should be able to countersue, or there should be some type of penalty, or like the detectives lying to get information.
Yeah.
Okay then. Well, that's relieving. That's relieving, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
So view the video camera.
I have.
Okay.
That's why your guilt isn't in issue here.
That doesn't even make sense to me. Because if I'm on the video camera, that doesn't make sense. You have a video camera that shows me?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Shows him what? Does it show him doing anything or him just there? Because they said they got the first guy they saw.
Perfect sense to me.
We'll have to, I guess, I have no choice but to get a lawyer then, if this is the kind of thing you're going to go through with me.
This isn't going to go away. You're charged with breaking in. You will be charged tonight. You will be going to court in the morning.
Perhaps the most upsetting moment, considering the fact that we know this man is innocent. You can see the fear emerge in his eyes as he realizes he won't be going home after this interview.
Charged with breaking in with intent. Okay, that's what's going to happen right now.
He is noticeably afraid of what lies ahead, yet reacts to the situation with reasoning and intuitiveness.
Can I ask you something? Okay, are you just making this up that you have a video camera so you see how
Naughty clocked this tea. Oh my God. Yo, he caught the cop or the detective dead in it. How did he call exactly what he did? Nah, can this dude read minds? How did he know that?
Intuitiveness.
Can I ask you something? Okay, are you
He literally just caught the cop making the scenario up. He called his bluff.
just making this up that you have a video camera so you see how I react? Because it goes that if you're saying, okay, let me emphasize this. If I am guilty, as you believe, because you have me on video camera, then okay, we'll go through the procedure. But I'm saying, I'm trying to call your bluff here because since I know I didn't do it, there's no way I can be on the video camera.
Well, like I say, it's not a game of poker.
Okay, well,
I've got nothing to gain.
I'm not trying to give you a hard
now.
time, all right?
You know what? I've got nothing to gain from
Clock
it either
them.
way.
You got nothing to gain from it. Confirming your own bias. That's what you got to gain from it.
Which is why I'm not asking you, did you do it? I'm not trying to catch you out. I've got nothing to gain from that.
Getting a confession void of evidence is in fact excellent for an investigator's career. It's a mark of merit and can accelerate promotion. Michael continues to
I didn't
profess
even
his
think about
innocence
that.
in a calm and composed manner for a further 7 minutes.
Ah, see, that makes sense. I never knew that about the investigators, that if they can get someone to confess, they benefit off of that in terms of like the career, maybe money. Ah, so that's why they try so hard to like just pin people for stuff or get those plea deals and stuff. Ah.
The detective then
Makes
asks
sense.
that he draw out a map and specify his movements before the arrest. Every detail of his alibi was later proven to be 100% accurate.
Like I said, on the information that I've got, you're going to be charged tonight with breaking and entering. However, I do have a duty to make sure that the truth is... And the truth is
So do they get penalized if they get proven wrong? That's what I wonder.
paramount, and the true version of events is paramount. And I have a duty to investigate all of this, and I will investigate. I assure you, I'll investigate this story thoroughly, and hopefully, I'll be able to find something here, which will either prove or disprove, what we've discussed tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Problem is the speed at which this is going. You know, like when I was on the ground, I was saying, go quickly to the terminal. I have like 6 or so guys around me, like talk to the bus driver,
Right.
like
I can't comment on things that
Okay,
happen,
I know,
unfortunately. But now I'm
left
kind of-
hanging, right?
Now I'm looking at this. I mean, this is basically on the evidence I've got. This is the only course of events that can take place right now. But I will certainly make sure that this is looked into thoroughly.
Okay, great.
I can give you my word on that. That's my duty. That's what I have to do.
Okay,
Cap.
I was just wondering, can I make a phone call? Because I'm supposed to be at work at 8 a.m.
You're not going to be able to be at work. Yeah.
I know.
See, he's just an asshole, bro. This detective's just an asshole. He just like on a power trip. Like, yeah, I can affect your life. I can make this hard for you, even if it's not actually you, just because I feel like it's you or I got a prejudice. I'm gonna put you through this either way. That's the attitude I'm getting from the detective.
No, I'm not gonna be able to, but I like to phone ahead.
I can arrange that you get the phone call to let someone know that you're not going to be at a place. Yeah.
So I'm hanging out in that room till 10? Or
No,
whatever?
we'll be taking you downstairs
Okay.
to a larger custody facility which you have downstairs.
That's open.
Well, it's not the most pleasant place in the world, but it's only for a few hours.
Okay.
Okay. From court tomorrow, what happens there? I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm
And I
kind
will
of
look into all of this.
I trust you will, yeah.
I will.
I trust you will.
I'll make sure we got the whole picture.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you, I guess.
Okay. You're not in an enviable position, and
I understand the process. I'm not satisfied with it. That's what I'm saying,
and
You know what's wrong.
And
I expect that you're going to be happy with it.
And I'm thinking, I have no disrespect to you, but I know someone sitting in this chair has probably lied to you a million times, right? So I'm thinking, what can I do to convince you? I try to give you the information. Like,
You've been very good with me, and I try and treat everybody as an individual.
okay.
And my main aim is to get your
Right.
rights.
He's saying the right thing, but that's clearly not true. We gotta read the comments after this.
That you're entitled to under the Constitution of Canada, and that you're treated decently, and that the truth comes out.
The truth eventually did come out, but the suspect wasn't treated decently. He was kept in jail for 3.5 days before a separate investigator
3.5 days. They held this man hostage.
looked into his alibi witnesses and checked surveillance of the area in question. He was then exonerated immediately. A civil trial ensued, and Michael was awarded $46,000 in punitive damages.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. If they get it wrong, do you get money? I don't feel like that's enough. 46,000. I mean, that's good, but I don't know. I feel like he deserved more.
The interrogating officer and 3 other investigators were all demoted and suspended without pay.
Okay, that was my question. Would they be penalized? Well, question answered. W video. Let's see the comments. Yo, chat. We're gonna be reacting to more JCS videos. For sure. There's hella other ones. We're gonna watch the shortest ones first, and then we'll get to the ones that's longer. So we'll have we should have one JCS video posted a month. Michael was awarded $46K. That was satisfying. He was more worried about missing work unannounced than going to jail. Should have been a big tell for the copper. Hindsight's 2020, but the idea of ever using psychology as evidence of guilt would be a very scary thing. Wrong place at the wrong time is one of my biggest fears. I'll investigate this thoroughly. Doesn't even read the suspect description, right? Suspect is small white dude. Okay, we got him. Brings back Dwayne Johnson. First case sounds like a really big April Fool's joke. It was a short white man detective brings in a tall black man. Nah, chat. Hey, look, if you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate you get to the end. Make sure you drop a follow to the Twitch, pull to the live stream. The link's pinned in the comments and description. Let me know what other videos to check out, criminal psychology or JCS specifically. Let me know in the comments. Pull it to the stream. Let me know from YouTube. You'll be greeted with a warm welcome. Appreciate you checking out the video. Until next time, we're out.